Today on the Ever Onward podcast, we have Dr. Molly Brown and Christina Walecka. They are founders of the Centered Clinic in Sun Valley, Idaho, and also the Centered podcast. They are great friends. They're going to be opening one of their clinics here in Boise, and we wanted to have them on to talk about their alternative treatment for so many different things. They're making such a tremendous impact on healing and helping people, and they will be opening a clinic here in Boise. We're really excited to get an update from them on their international travel, all the business they're doing, and talk about wellness in Idaho. Molly and Christina.
Hi, Tommy.
I'm nervous because I'm like you guys have your own podcast. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
You already tried to big shot us and not wear your headsets, but thank you for coming on today.
With the headsets.
I'm really, really excited to talk to you.
You're welcome.
And you just got back from Germany. We were just
did,
talking about
yeah.
it. But I wanted to get it on the podcast, so we're live.
We get comfortable. Okay.
You're everywhere, but you just got back from Germany.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
2 days. In and out. That's how we like to roll.
4 days in Germany.
Well, 2 of the days were travel, so not really.
It was like, so we went to Germany to present the sports medicine work that we do, and we presented it to some doctors over there, and it's such different and innovative work that we don't know, and so we don't know if people will get it or not. But they did. They loved it, and we had a really successful trip. And it was Christine and I and Dr. Bueller and his wife Janet, and it was a big success.
Huge success. It started off with a huge presentation day. A lot of people from around the world came and presented what they've been working on in terms of the
All over
sports,
Europe.
athletic, and the United States, and people came in.
Yep.
One, but
Yeah.
others besides us.
Yeah.
And then we did a demo day, which really hooked everyone. Most of the people from the day before showed up. And then I think Molly and Dr. Bueller, and we were in there for 8 hours, one by one. Everyone was like, me next, me next, me next. It was crazy.
Awesome.
It was cool. The AMIT work is the sports medicine work we do, which clears pain instantly. And it's incredible work. There's nothing like it out there. And so we had this whole lineup of the top sports medicine doctors, and they were all got up and they were like, this is super impressive. They all felt immediate differences. So it was really cool. One of the doctors that were in his clinic, his son is a strongman. Do you know what that is?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We did.
Kind of like a monster.
did it?
It's a
kind of like a
strong
monster
man.
truck rally.
You're back in Idaho where we get monster trucks, strongman competitions. Yeah.
So he was a strongman, so we worked on his knee, and he really loved the work, and he works in his dad's clinic. And so that was pretty cool. So he's a competition this week, so we'll have to see how he did.
We're going to jump all over the place.
Okay.
Intentionally, but tell us more about the work. How is it different? Because we're gonna get into you guys and all the great things you're got going on, how we met and all that we'll get into. But your specific treatment is not traditional, but it's very proven.
Yeah.
It's backed with results. And tell us exactly what it is, because I think it is so revolutionary, and you're going to be bringing this to the Treasure Valley.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to have you on. We'll get into all that, but talk about the treatment. Let's start with the main thing here.
Well, in my clinic, it's a neurologically based approach, and it's all natural medicine. So we have a huge scope of work. We have 15 different modalities, but our core modalities are the AMIT work, which is for pain and sports performance, and it's literally like if you have an acute injury, sprained ankle or pulled hamstring, which is
What does it stand for?
Advanced muscle integration technique or therapy. And
so AMIT.
AMIT, yeah.
AMIT.
Yeah.
Integration.
So
Advanced muscular integration technique.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm. So that work, it literally saves people decades of pain, and it stabilizes your muscular system, your neuromuscular system. So it's a 10-minute to turn on to. So we start by checking the muscles and see if they're inhibited or engaged. If the muscle's inhibited, like a common sprained ankle, right? It's a 10-minute fix. If it's an acute sprained ankle, if it's more than 48 hours, thank you so much. Okay.
So for those watching
we're replacing the Cokes.
I may or may not have had a Diet Coke addiction for
Tommy.
my entire life.
Oh my gosh.
So actually, when I
Your
knew you
entire
were,
life?
well, as far back as I can remember. I mean, I'm
Jeez.
sure there's part, but as an ER doctor, I drank. Well, so anyway, you always give me a hard time. We're going to get the story. And when I knew you were coming on the podcast this morning, because I just did one, I have already had 3 32-ounce Diet Cokes this morning, and I was going to hide my Diet Coke so that I didn't get shamed.
Oh, no.
And
I'm not a shamer.
And you showed up, and you're like...
No, I brought something better. So these are the Curious... Okay, tell me, these are actually amazing. They're the Curious Elixirs.
Curious Elixirs.
Yeah, so they're non-alcoholic elixirs, and so they're like kind of like a party drink, but this is the orange, ginseng, and basil, and it's energizing, and you serve it over ice.
Orange, ginseng, and basil.
Yeah, so it's very energizing, but it's much better. Yeah, thank you.
So what's most embarrassing is in our entire office, which we pride ourselves on having all things to snacks and everything else, we did not have a clear cup. We only had...
We got one now.
So Alex, thank you, wherever you had to go to get these, but we are trying Elixir.
So try it.
That's pretty good.
It's amazing.
That's pretty good.
We're going to throw out the Cokes.
That's really good.
Because we have to upgrade your health. Like the Cokes are really
I'm not
damaging.
just saying it. That's super...
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah.
I expected it to taste...
No, it's amazing.
We did that. Me and Shanna did that juice thing for a week one time.
Oh, you did?
I
love juice.
I didn't make it.
Did she like it?
No, we made it because they give you the whole week's worth, right?
Which one did you do?
I can't remember. It's been too long, but I like the one that tastes like orange juice, and all the rest of them are not good.
Let me tell you something about being like healthy and focusing on longevity. You can always find something that tastes good that works. Whether again whether it's an allergy for food or it's like again replacing a Coke with something that's actually healthy for you and fuels you. You can always find something that tastes
really good.
Yeah,
that's why I brought it.
This is really good.
You have to come into our world,
from
Tommy.
organic and natural low sugar chocolates to juices.
I was going to bring the chocolates, but last time I brought them, you ate them so fast. I don't think you appreciated them.
So he really liked them.
Man, this is going to be a long hour. It's going to be a long hour. So we're going to go back. So you just got back.
So we did this. Yeah. So the aim at work, it was it's taught by Dr. Bueller out of Utah.
Okay.
And he's worked with it at the highest levels of sports performance. The Utah Jazz, the BYU basketball team went to 0 missed games for injuries when he was there, when he was working with them.
Amazing, like the top skiers and snowboarders in the
University
world.
of Utah. He's won, I think his athletes have won a total of 3 gold medals at the Olympics. Wow. One of them couldn't stand 6 weeks before her gold medal, and he did a concussion technique, and she won gold 6 weeks later. And so we have a lot of success with that work. It's for pain and sports performance and just for everyone to be active. Your body is designed to move, right? Yeah. So you want to stay as active as possible throughout your life. It's there's no such thing, I don't really see that there's a decline that should ever happen. People should stay really active throughout their life. All the aches and pains people think are normal, they're not normal. We can clear them. And so it's a really instant result. I work with a lot of kids in youth sports, and the sprained ankles, we can end them instantly, the hamstrings.
Well, this is how I met you. So let's start. Yeah. Let's start there. So my really good friend, Mike Boren.
Yes. Mine too.
Is your really good friend.
Not Christina's yet. Someday.
He's an unbelievable guy. And he called me and said, hey, you have to meet Dr. Molly Brown. You have to meet her. It's he tells me this big story, and you would take care of him and his family, his son. And he's got these stories of hey, this is the thing. So he introduced us because you have a clinic. So let's get into your core business, and then we'll talk about the podcast and you guys. And there's so many things to talk about. Yes. This is going to go by really fast.
Yes, this is what we want to talk about, and we have a really long list.
It's a really long list.
Anything you want to talk about. But
So that's how we met, because your clinic in Sun Valley, Idaho, there's so many. And now that I've gotten to know you, so many people know you. It's
oh, really?
Oh, it's yes, Molly Brown. It's great. But the point is you were looking for a place down here to bring these same services here to a bigger area, closer to an airport. You could have gone to LA, you could have gone to wherever, but you're going to do this here in Boise. Yeah. So we've had the pleasure of getting to know you through that. We're targeting down on the river in the new project we're doing, and we're working with you. So as I've gotten to know you, it's been incredible. So talk a little bit about your core business, how it started, and then whatever you want to talk about. Okay. And then you guys, there's so many things.
So many things.
And I'll sit here and drink my elixir. My Diet Coke is within reach, though. But.
No, it's not. Can you please get rid of it? So my clinic has developed over time, obviously, but I have two core modalities. It's both the AIM at work and the QNRT that we combine with neurofeedback.
Okay.
It's all brain-based wellness. Christina and I are super passionate about the brain-based approach because you can never heal the body basically from the neck down. Like you can't just take IVs every day, or people come in and they're taking 20 different supplements, or
Or on 5 different meds. Or I've listened to a couple of your podcasts where you've had some people come in that were on
so many medications,
crazy stories of results.
Yeah. It's like 1 in 10 Americans are on antidepressants, and those medications can have serious side effects. So
they're also not solutions,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of
Solutions,
times
yeah.
your body can't assimilate certain things that you're feeding it when you're in a bad place.
Mm-hmm. So my passion in life has always been like a very natural, clean approach. And for my own self, I've worked through autoimmune issues. I've had a lot of sports injury. I've had, as a soccer player, so I had a lot of injuries and just all sorts of things that I couldn't find solutions for. And so kind of for survival, right, I've found solutions. I found different solutions. And when I find something incredible, I bring it into my clinic now. And so we have a scope of work of over 15 different modalities. Christina and I both practice the QNRT and the neurofeedback. And that's the work that's amazing for autoimmune, anxiety, depression, trauma. It's the most incredible. Like both of us, when we found that work, we had the feeling that, like, for me, I had the feeling I was like, I would have looked my entire life for this work. It is so powerful. It encompasses emotional work, spiritual work, physical work, physiological, organoglandular, autoimmune, everything you can think of.
We like to use the term resilience because I practice marriage and family therapy, and I've spent a lot of my life dealing, again, with health issues that stem from more brain, like depression, anxiety, all of the above. And I went into therapy for those reasons, and I got a lot of great results, but it took a lot of time. I mean, I've been in therapy for 20 years and been practicing now for a while, but the QNRT was like an instant success point. And what you do in therapy is you talk about issues, and it's great for communication, it's great for relationships, but at the same time, it's really hard to train that 95 to 98% of our thoughts that are subconscious thoughts. And the conscious, like, you can't looking in a mirror every day and trying to tell yourself something that you don't truly believe. It's really hard to break that negative thought pattern and that cycle. And I know a lot of people struggle with it, and having a safe space to talk about your issues is really important, which is where therapy comes in. But the QNRT work, it is instantly resetting your neural pathways. Yeah. It is allowing you to move on from this past trauma that's been holding you back and living with you.
I am. Remember, you always make fun of me, and it's not not really fun.
No, I'm like,
no, but just listen,
just love Christina so much.
I'm gonna say something, and then you're gonna make fun of me.
No, we will never do that.
You do every
we
time
only
we're
uplift people.
You do every time we're together.
No.
But ER doctor, right? So Western medicine,
the
Neanderthal.
best kind of doctor.
Well, no, it's like broken bone. Do that. I mean, it's just that's what we do.
You need the
right?
ER doctors.
You need ER doctors. Yeah. You guys hate us until you need us.
No.
Then you want us to fix stuff.
You need the acute care.
You want us to do
You are
CPR.
not bamboozlers.
You want us to do CPR. You want us to like when you need something set, a bone set, right? But I have learned a lot recently.
Yeah.
And it makes sense to me. This is where I'm going to go, and you're going to then critique my very simplistic way of explaining what you do. I think that
Tommy, you're one of the most amazing people we've ever met.
We talk about this often.
But I do
enjoy you.
think that if you look at mental illness or whatever the trauma people go through, that's because we do a lot of work with veterans down at our clinic, Summit Hyperbarics. But the way I like to explain it to people is your brain is this organ that has these synapses at the end of it, and then your body has this sympathetic thing that's fight or flight, and then there's the parasympathetic that regulates you down, right? And over time, with trauma, with all of the things that happen to people in life and back and forth, people can get overwhelmed in their sympathetic nervous system for whatever is just firing. And you think about what happens at that neurotransmitter level every time it fires and fires and fires and fires, and you're anxious all the time, and then it leads you to be more anxious, and it leads you to be, and in the middle of it, you're trying to deal with relationships or life or past trauma or whatever. It makes 100% sense to me that yes, you need to do counseling and you need to talk about those things, but you also need a reset in some way of your parasympathetic nervous system, so that you're not always in this fight or flight sympathetic thing. I think that is what the basis of a lot of these really good therapies are that you're talking about is a reset.
That's what we call it.
Does that make
it's
sense?
Literally a QNRT reset.
Good job, Tommy.
That's you
Hey.
figured us out.
So proud. No, so the QNRT is a nervous system reset. So the way we explain it is that it actually resets your nervous system at the level of the brain and the central nervous system. And it's miraculous with autoimmune or like chronic issues. Like if people are looping, those people that are so fired up, they react to everything. It's amazing for those people, and
Which is kind of like
everybody.
So one of the things I want to talk about,
Especially post-pandemic, right?
Yeah. So let's say you have that going on, and you have an underlying anxiety or thing. It makes you feel more anxious. The example I would use from the ER.
Yeah.
Let me go back to like the Neanderthal thing.
ER is a perfect example.
Is when you have people hyperventilating.
Yeah.
The sensation of hyperventilating makes you more anxious, makes you get tonic-clonic, get you everything going on, right? And then ultimately you pass out if you don't control that. But I don't know how many times I've had to like sit with somebody and say, but that firing all the time, and then there are people that just live like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And then on top of it, they turn to medication. And then the medications have side effects, and then they try another medication and it has side effects.
And then can be serious side effects.
But you can see how people get in trouble, right? Because people don't want to feel like this.
That's why I'm so passionate about what I do. Like my passion in life is turning someone with like kind of the dull, sad eyes, right? And like low energy and pain all the time. 5 days at our clinic, and they are full of light
Who's the
and
guy
energy.
you just had on your
High-functioning,
podcast?
happy people. Jordan.
What was the last name? Sofro?
Sofro, yeah.
Sofro.
Jordan.
Yeah. It was an awesome episode.
Skipping out.
That's a common thing too.
all
And
the
like,
time.
Listening to him
Yeah.
from the start of that, and then going through, and you talk.
Yeah.
That's what made me think of that. Is you talked about
Yeah.
what his eyes and like from the
Oh
start.
yeah, his skin was actually gray when he came in because he was so unhealthy and just so trapped in like pain all the time, and he was on all these medications. We see after a couple days, people just literally brighten up. Their skin is healthy, their eyes are bright, they're full of energy, and they're laughing. They're coming laughing and relaxed. And at first, they're like really tense and downhearted. But that is like my absolute passion in life, is like that transformation where people are just downtrodden by life, and they're amazing people with a lot of talents, right? And then we can turn them around. Like, what a gift to give to somebody, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can turn them around, and they're passionate about life. They can give back to other people and their community and their kids, and they're better parents and partners and everything.
And there's momentum that comes with that,
Yeah.
right? So once you're not
Yeah.
sympathetic,
Yeah.
and you're in this parasympathetic state where you can take it in and you can
Yeah.
calm and you can process, and then you're happy,
Mm-hmm.
and then you do things there, you engage other people, and then that builds. I mean,
Yeah.
just like people
It's the
can
most
spiral
amazing. Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
control, you can also gain momentum
Yeah.
on the other side where you start being happy and feeling happy. And
Yeah.
And that's why it's so great for like relationships and work environments and friendships, and you just start thriving. But you bring up a really good point with again, this is why we call it brain-based wellness, but a lot of people are stuck in these anxiety states, or it's just in their head and it's constant and they can't get out of it. And as a doctor, I really appreciate you saying that, but like sometimes you also have like a pain and you don't put two and two together, that you're living in this cycle of like, I'm constantly hurting and I don't even know if it's hurting anymore, but I'm living with this hurt and I think it's hurting. And being able to communicate what's really going on from someone not with a professional medical background is really difficult. So we call it self-advocation, but you have to be able to look at the whole picture and look at your body and look at your brain and say, okay, are there a lot of things going on and are they all stemming from one place? Do we need to peel back the onion one layer at a time? Are they separate? How do we make this work and get the person living and feeling their best?
it's awesome.
It's really, it's amazing. It's like the most amazing thing in the world. Yeah.
Like you had the dude on, the
It's
spiritual
scary.
dude. Hey, the first
Dr. Cousins. Yeah.
that was
He's
a little-
amazing.
Yeah, he was amazing. That was a little trippy. The first one was a lot better than the second one.
The elixir?
Well, you also
They're the
mixed
same.
them. I wasn't going to say.
No.
They're all the same flavor.
No, this is blood
No.
orange.
I
This
like the
is-
blood orange.
This
Oh.
is Sicilian blood orange.
Oh, you got the pomegranate. That is my favorite.
Oh, this is?
Yeah.
I like the blood orange.
Yeah, the
Blood-
blood orange is a little sweeter, so you're used to the sweet taste. So.
I'm
Give you
used
that
to
one.
I'm used to artificial sweetener. And
You should change that though. You should.
I realize that.
Yeah.
And I now,
I thought we were on an Air One kick.
so
We thought of you, Tommy. We were in Air One.
I think that's the last time you made fun of me, because
No,
I went down to Santa Monica with my son.
Yeah.
And my daughter told me to go to Erewhon, and she said the only reason you need to go there is to order the Hailey Bieber smoothie.
$22.
$22.
Which I've never ordered.
So I ordered a Hailey Bieber smoothie. He did too.
Picture you ordering that.
But we ordered 2 of those, and then we went down. Everyone told you had to get the buffalo cauliflower.
I've had that.
And then like 2 other things. And I went to check out, and it was like $128.
Yep.
And I thought this place, it's like our
Welcome to
Albertsons
California.
Fresh Market. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and then I went and sat on the patio and ate it with homeless guys. And that's Santa Monica now. That 3rd Street Promenade
That sums it up.
That is.
That actually sums it up perfectly.
Oh, California. But that's a whole nother podcast.
That's why we're happy to stay in Idaho. And so we're so excited. We want,
I like how you got us out of that.
Yeah, our results are so, like, we have such a high level of results, like 90 in the 90%. At a
So
minimum.
so I love that. So your treatment, it's you also so expansion. You had a
Right.
thoughtful process of saying, okay, this is so
Yeah.
successful. How do we take this somewhere else?
Well, we're able to help so many people, even like the most discouraged of people.
Okay.
And if they want help, right? I mean, we're here to help if they want it. It's kind of my philosophy. But we have such a high level result of turning people around, helping them like feel really amazing, that it's most of my whole practice is referrals. And so we're in Sun Valley, which is like my favorite place in the whole world. It's so incredibly gorgeous up there, and it's so amazing, and I love my clinic there. But the work is so good, all the modalities. So we have over 15 modalities we combine. It's not just the QNRT and the neurofeedback and the AMIT, but those are the core modalities that bring the results. The rest are like more machines for like mitochondrial function, which sets your whole immune system, right? And your whole energy for your body.
And cellular rejuvenation, longevity, like feeling better.
Yeah.
And I need all that.
You can, like, I can be...
I need all that. Can I sign me up for all that? I want my mitochondria firing. I want my...
You do want it, because it's amazing. And so, so we get the brain balance, and even the AMIT work, it's muscular work, it's touch work, but it has a neuromuscular component. So it's like the brain tells the muscles to start firing, and it's a permanent correction. So it's really like it's worth the time and the money, right? And so we, I'm in a small little town. It's like 2,500 people, and we have a lot of people come in from out of town.
Yeah.
But I feel like we want also a bigger audience. Like there's so many people to help. I mean,
Yeah.
I do have a lot of Boise clientele, and it's a different set of problems than the Ketchum people, right? Like they have different things going on, and a lot of them are quite sick.
That's true.
Yeah,
You remember I worked in the ER up there for a long time.
yeah. It's amazing.
Well, it's like,
Yeah.
and it was, the old Marin's Hospital was like on the campus of Sun Valley Lodge before
Oh,
the
you
new
worked
hospital.
up there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. I worked up there a lot. My group covered
Oh.
it. But you would
Oh, I
like
didn't know that.
you would like go in one room and take care of the Rockefeller's great grandson, and they would literally, one of my favorite stories, got hit in the head with a golf ball walking on the golf course.
Jeez.
This is a great story. And had I'm sure we're past any HIPAA violation at this point.
Hopefully.
I'm sure. I'm comfortable. Like there's some but anyway.
We can edit it out, right?
No, this kid got hit in the head with a golf ball and came in and had like a 0.5 centimeter laceration on his forehead from the golf ball, and he was totally bouncing around the room fine. And the parents are like, my plastic surgeon is flying in from New York. I said, what? And you're like, yeah.
You didn't cut it for them?
He's on its way. We'll get him on the phone for you to tell him. He'll tell you how he wants the wound treated till he gets here. But he's at the airport leaving. I'm like, hey, your kid's got it'll take me like 2 seconds. You can choose like glue or a couple stitches.
Coke or an elixir.
and they literally, I put like just sterile gauze with some saline on it. Mm-hmm. And they were in the room while he flew on a direct flight on a private jet from New York City to Sun Valley and came in. And
It's a good story.
it's a great story. But
Yeah.
why I tell the story is in the very next room is like a rancher
Yeah.
who had never had health care their whole life and
Yeah.
came in with a heart attack. And I'm
my
like,
gosh.
what alternate universe am I in?
That's
It's
how it is.
It's
Yeah.
a fun place to work, and they're
Yeah.
really nice people. But like you have like literally generational wealth.
Yeah.
generational wealth, and then you have like some of the nicest, most humble Idaho. It was a crazy place to work in the ER.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm telling you this story, except for it
Okay.
is.
I can go with it.
I can full circle this. That's the beautiful thing about Sun Valley. And like anyone can choose to live there because we do believe in the natural healing elements of the world. Again, we go back to when you don't have the resources financially to pay for, again, like we're solution-based care and we do believe like pay towards health is wealth. But the healing elements of air, water, sunlight, green, and part of the reason we love Boise and want to come here is, again, I think it's underappreciated. The river, driving in
so
today.
excited for the river.
River's
so
amazing.
excited for the river. Yeah.
Yes, Idaho has the number one natural hot spring, like the number one
So
amount,
many,
so
gem
many,
state,
and
yeah.
it's a gem state, and we want to build on that. And again, these are things that
Well,
anyone
we're
can
really
access.
glad you chose. I mean, as I've gotten to know
We're
you,
so
you
excited,
guys
yeah.
a lot, and your team and the other people that are around you, like you could have gone anywhere. And so the fact that you're staying here in Idaho is
I love
awesome.
Idaho. Yeah.
And the fact that you'll be close to an airport where people can fly in, you'll be where. So talk a little bit more about your expansion, because I
Yeah,
want to
so-
plug that because it's a big deal.
I know. Well, we have a couple different expansions going on. So one of the things we're setting up. We actually went and looked. We looked at spaces in Santa Monica, and I was like, I am not
Right off 3rd Street Promenade. Molly's like, can't do it.
Can't do it.
There's a lot of vacancy down there right now.
There is.
Well, I love Idaho so much. I feel my best in the state. Like I love the natural, all the natural elements and. So with the growth of Boise, right, and all of Idaho, it just seems natural. And then I have more and more people coming in town from Boise and all over Idaho and Utah to our clinic. And so, I said to my friend Mike, I was like, find me, this is exactly what I said to him. I said, find me someone who is a visionary, who's in the health field, and who's an established real estate developer. And
There aren't many of you.
Well, I don't know why. So I told him those 3 criteria, and then he's like, "Oh, you need my friend Tommy Alquist." It was like, "Perfect. Can you connect me with him?" And then
Well, he
that's how it
actually
started,
came down with you.
Oh, yeah,
which is
that was
very,
fun.
very unlike him. He's like, hey. So I knew like, hey, this is going to be good. Anyway, it's been great. And we're planning the building. Like what I love about what we do, and this is like a plug for what we do, but like when you meet someone incredible like you and
Thanks,
Christina,
Tommy. Yeah, Christina, yeah.
and you have this vision for what you want to do for patients and care, it really is cool to wrap a building
Totally.
around that vision, because I think it's hard. I really do. I think there's lots of small business owners that are in really crappy real estate space, and they try to do the best of creating a culture.
Yeah.
And I think it's almost cheating for people that get to like say, what do we want our space to feel like? What do we want it to look like? How do we want it to display our values and our corporate thing? Well, with healthcare, it's even one step more, right?
So, yeah.
How can you create a space on the river that speaks to you when you come in that, oh, this is a place of healing. This is where I want to be. This is where I want to come in. And then you're able to wrap kind of that healing from the moment you walk in from first impression into the interactions with the people. It just makes it easier.
That's what I wanted. So then, when I first talked to you, it's funny because you're like, oh, no, we have the best building, First and Fourth, or what is the building called?
Fourth and Idaho.
Fourth and Idaho. And I was like, well, no, I actually want the river.
Yeah, that's true.
So then his next sentence was, oh, you want the river? We have 10 acres on the river. And I was like, who is this guy? I was like, okay, let's just meet in person because then I can get an idea of what's happening
You
here.
thought it's like the ultimate salesman. The next thing you would have said, we have that too. No, we only have 2 downtown projects, by the way.
I did think that. I was like, wait, how could this be?
I have been known to be prone to hyperbole.
Well, that's why I wasn't sure. So then when it came though, and actually like you offer me my dream space
it's awesome.
with all the components on it that I want, because we're starting an AIM at Teaching Institute.
Yeah.
So we wanted educational space on it.
Next to CWI.
I talked to Gordon.
Isn't he amazing?
We needed a
Amazing.
school. We got a school.
We needed a school and a hotel on site, and you also
We needed
provided
a hotel.
that for
We
us.
got a hotel.
So your clinic's going to be right next door.
So we're going to be right on
yep.
So we have the hotel, and then we have the river, which is so important to me to get that outdoor elements. And we have the views of the river, and then we also have the views of the foothills.
Yes.
It's amazing. So it just was like, I felt like that was incredible. So then I was like, okay, well then this feels like a good fit. So then we're planning that now, and we're planning to offer the full scope of our care, which is a brain-based wellness, and it's really geared towards like chronic conditions, long-term conditions that people are so frustrated they have no solutions for, or acute conditions, anything. And
I'm really excited to see
Yeah.
the building shape up, because now that you're
Yeah.
getting kind of on the inside, the TI
Yeah.
thing, and kind of seeing how people will be affected. I mean, it really is cool. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we all get to do things in our lives, which is work, right?
Yeah.
But when you watch work really come together and you're like, oh, I can see how this is going to change people.
That's why I told
It's
Mike I
so
wanted
awesome.
a visionary.
It's so awesome.
Because I needed someone who could like imagine all these elements, and that's what you did. So.
Well, and I just told, I last Thursday and Friday, I volunteered down at Summit. And so
Yeah.
I had 2 days volunteering down there.
we love that building. We're like obsessed with that building.
We want to
It's so
teach in that
beautiful.
building
Yeah.
and bring the AMET
It's so
Institute.
awesome. And I like honestly, I got a little emotional the second day because we graduated
Mm-hmm.
somebody, and so they do 40 days, 2 hyperbaric
Yeah.
treatments a day, an hour each, and then so you're an hour in the chamber, 100% oxygen at 2 atmospheres, and then you take a 5-minute oxygen break
Yeah.
in the hour. And then you come out, and then they have housing on site if you need it, if you're from out of town, or
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are from in town right now. But anyway, it's always emotional when someone graduates.
Totally.
So they're their end of their 40 days. And this guy was graduating the day I was there, and you never know how it goes. So
Yeah.
they do this kind of little thing. He comes out of his last chamber, and they said, hey, thank you so much. It's a big sacrifice to commit to 40 days. They give him like some swag, and then he reached in his pocket and got pretty emotional and pulled out a speech. And he said, I want to read this to you so I don't miss anything.
It's amazing.
And he sat and went through all the ways his life had changed and the different
I love
physical
that.
and emotional
Yeah, it's incredible.
things that have happened to him there, and the gratitude. And I thought, oh man. So going from like,
It's amazing.
hey,
It's the best. What better could
there's
there be
nothing
than that?
better.
Yeah.
There's
Nothing
nothing
better.
better. There's nothing better. And I know that sounds corny, but it's just not. When
Doesn't
when-
sound
when
corny.
you
It's
can
amazing, yeah.
When you do things that reset people and help them go out and be happy and tackle life.
Yeah.
and
Well,
find
we all
joy.
deserve like to have a healthy life, right? Like we're designed to.
So in my mind,
Yeah.
where I was going with that long, I
Yeah.
can tell too many stories today, but I can think about like your space and the river, and I can
Yeah.
almost like visualize
I know.
how that's going to be to go there and what it's going to feel like.
It's gonna be amazing,
And,
yeah.
the things that are going to happen to people's lives.
Yeah, we're just envisioning like on the river, and then we have we've been thinking a lot outdoor space, possibly a sculpture garden, but then we have like we want a clean, organic, like totally green materials, natural light, and then we have we're working with Brad. We have the treatment rooms planned out, and then we have different things. We're super
awesome.
excited. Yeah.
And again, like the community aspect of the school, the hotel, us, we want to bring in like retail, like an Erewhon, so people can like healthy life, healthy, just expand on the whole, make it a
We want all the
space.
components
Yeah, I love
of just after healthy
happy
life.
Well, it's been
space.
really, really fun for my team to work with you. I know Brad and Mark and everyone's been great.
Yeah, they're amazing. Your team is incredible.
They're
Yeah,
they're
they're
I don't
best.
deserve them actually. They're the best. They're the most wonderful
you
people.
do.
Brad, we call him Architect Jesus, and now you know why,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
sweet.
He's a great guy. Hey, can we talk about your podcast?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, can we pull up what's the website for your clinic?
DrMollyBrown.com.
drmollybrown.com. And I think there's a link to your podcast right there too. Yep, right there. So drmollybrown.com.
Oh, yeah, the
and then
podcast is the last tab.
the podcast is the last tab. So it's a lot of information about the services you provide, your clinic.
Yeah.
And then the podcast right there, The Future of Health.
That's what we call it. Yep.
Yeah. I have it. I'm a podcast listening guy.
Yeah.
And so
Great.
I've got it right on so I don't miss them, because you know how they come up next.
Thank you, Tommy.
I mix, just so you guys know, I mix you guys in with Theo Vaughn. And
I love Theo Von too.
guy is so funny.
He's funny.
Oh,
He's funny in small
there's-
doses. I don't like it.
But there are some times when I am like,
That's
like
funny.
looking
We
around
probably have
laughing.
the same list
I
of
am
people.
laughing out loud
I know.
so hard with him. And
Yeah, he's
anyway.
funny.
So talk about the podcast. Why the podcast? How it's been?
The podcast has been really fun for us to bring like there's a lot of innovation happening in the healthcare space, right? In the health world, and wellness and longevity. And so it's amazing for us to connect with people from all over the world, really. And we have a lot of innovators, and we had Dr. Bueller, Dr. Turner. We recently interviewed this company, super cool. It's called Solidome. You would like it. They kind of recreated the 70s egg chair. You know, remember that chair? Or you would
yeah.
know it if you saw it.
I'm
Yeah,
that
you can
old.
picture it. Well, so what they do is they put frequencies.
I remember it because I lived through it. You remember it because you Google it.
It's a design icon. But so they pulse frequencies. It's not music. Tommy, I love how you crack yourself up.
That was funny. That was awesome. Do you remember the egg chair? Yeah. Have you ever Googled that? No. I was born in the 60s, Molly.
Okay. Well, you've gotten your first Airone smoothie. That's a start. So they're pulsing frequencies, but they're having the company's growing right now, and it's a sound.
Can we look it up?
Vibroacoustic therapy.
Vibroacoustic therapy.
It's a business partnership of a businessman who did the soundtrack for Friends.
Yeah.
And then Solodome is SOLODOME. And then he partnered with a sound, mechanical, and architectural engineer, and they pulse frequencies through the chair, and they've had amazing results.
Google Solodome.
Google Solodome.
Yeah.
SOLO.
Yeah, Solodome.
Solodome.
But they've had great results with Parkinson's and autism. And if you look up their social media, so they're just starting out, but we interviewed them, and they were really fun. And then it's fun to connect with people from all over the world, as I'm sure. Well, you stay mostly in Boise, right? There it is.
Oh, wow. So then
Super
it
cool.
uses pulse frequency stuff?
No, so there's speakers in the chairs,
Okay.
and it immerses you in sound.
Okay.
And they're having great results with Parkinson's and autism and like all sorts of like
ADHD, pain.
You can actually use the frequencies that match the same brain lobe. So that's what
This is cool.
I know.
I told you that.
I know.
I told you that I like about 6 months ago did the sauna thing,
And the cold plunge.
and
is
then I
amazing.
bought me the brain.
the brain tap is what you use.
brain
Yeah.
tap, but they have the neurotonal frequencies with the lights.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've used that before.
And then you do a meditation while you do it, and it's supposed to be really helpful. Now,
Good, Tommy.
I'm not sure.
Impressed. You're impressing me right and left.
Now that we're done with Diet Coke after today,
After today, please stop because it's not good for you.
this is cool. So you had this guy on.
So we had them on, and it was really cool. Like, they're kind of just starting out, but you can literally, that's what neurofeedback is you match the frequency, you use harmonics, and you train the brain out of anxiety or trauma patterns. The neurofeedback's incredible. It changed my whole life. Like, all the work we use has changed my life. But we're going to match the different brain lobes. So there's certain protocols for stress tolerance, which improves immunity and improves sleep and creates a higher theta brainwave and decreases the beta if it's out of balance. And then your anxiety goes away.
It's the most magic. Like
Without
someone who
even
had
talking about it. It's
chronic
just gone.
anxiety.
Yeah.
It
That's
changes your
neurofeedback.
life.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot about this in like the last month. It's cool.
Yeah. It's super cool. And then the trauma markers, like you can train the brain to increase that alpha brainwave, and that's what we look at as trauma markers. There's focus protocols, and so anyways, we might be working with them to use those specific protocols in the chairs, not only for general like nervous system balance, but to really target the different brain waves we're working on, which then we can improve quickly anxiety, depression, focus, concentration, trauma, processing. We can do all that. That's what we do with the neurofeedback. If we can bring the chair in, I mean, it looks super cool. So I think it could be a good collaboration we do with them.
That's where the podcast has been incredibly helpful, though, is because I know we're spitting out a lot of terminology and like we're going really quick here, but the podcast has been a great tool, and it gets way deeper into these different modalities that we use so that people can get a better understanding again. Until you experience it firsthand, really hard to wrap your head around. But these podcast episodes are giving people a much better understanding and depth of what we do.
Well, we've talked a little bit about this.
Are we wearing you out, Tommy?
No.
Give him some more elixir.
No, we talked a little bit about this, but I think the American healthcare system and patients are craving this, right?
That's exactly it. It's a
Something new.
huge opportunity for alternative and natural care.
Yeah.
If you have solution-based care, which is what we consider ourselves. I think the chronic illness, I think like we all need the acute care, right? Like the ER docs are so needed, and it's such an important job for trauma or accidents or whatever it is. But for chronic illness, which is mostly preventable, and also anxiety, depression, and trauma, you can't always. I mean, I really love that natural approach because it's sustainable and it gives solutions, and it's a long term, and it gets better and better over time. You can't Band-Aid yourself a lot of times with Well, it's in a lot of our podcasts, right? Like the people who are going to the long COVID clinics for like years, 4 years, in one reset, the long COVID symptoms are totally gone. And so that's the results we can deliver over and over. And it's, I do use some supplementation, but it's just to accelerate the result. It's not, I'm not supplement based. Like some people.
You're not we don't talk about that.
Yeah. Some people just use like 20 supplements, right? It's an allopathic approach with herbs, but that's not, we're talking brain based wellness. It's totally different. You change and balance the brain and calm the nervous system down, and the immune system and the body, the organs and glands start functioning immediately. You can do it with blood sugar regulation. You can do it with kidney function, liver
So your
function.
point is if that's in balance, then your body's immune system will take care of
If your
most of these
brain has
things.
shut down the liver, for instance, and it can't detoxify properly, you can turn the function of liver on by working with the brain, and that's what we do. It's a totally different approach.
But you
And
can
we're
take all the supplements
yeah.
in the world and it's not going to help
Yeah.
it.
because it's turned off. So we're
So
super passionate
what
about
would
that.
you recommend for all the people listening out there that they should do? Like, what are your like basic health and wellness
No
and
Coke.
longevity tips? Okay, we got the
No Coke.
Diet Coke.
Well,
Yeah,
I
Diet
think
Coke.
That's
you have Diet Coke?
That's all I drink. You thought you didn't know that?
I thought it was a regular Coke.
No, it's Diet Coke. So I've been Diet Coke for 50 years. But
It's a neurotoxin.
now you're an
Tommy.
elixir guy.
but in some ways, isn't it comforting
Beyond
that
the
I've consumed that much?
beyond the
and I'm
ranch with the
still-
elixirs.
So, give us like your top tips for people listening for health, longevity, and wellness.
Okay.
But just for the average 40 to 50 to 60-year-old person that's listening to this, male or female, what are the things they should do every day?
Oh, every day?
Yeah, like
routine?
what
Okay.
what's your
We
routine?
love routine.
We love routine. Yeah. So, well, first of all, like the food that is just full of chemicals, like healthy whole food, right? So healthy whole food, no chemical, like the.
So stay away from anything on the aisle. I've heard like the aisles in the store you stay off of, and all the stuff that's fresh is like on the exterior wall, which is
Okay.
usually true. Like that's
Yeah.
where like the produce
Yeah.
and fresh stuff is.
Yeah.
You don't like grow
So-
all your own stuff, do you?
No.
No, I don't do that. So just whole healthy food,
Okay.
right? Lots of water, and
Movement.
like we are in Idaho, right? So we can be in the mountains, we can be in the rivers, we can just be outside all the time.
And the best part is
beautiful
outside
thing.
if you can be.
Yeah,
right?
be
There's
outside.
Sunlight.
Yeah.
Vitamin
What do
D.
you think? What do you think about the morning sunlight thing that Huberman talks a lot about?
So good. All of those things are so good. I mean, because they can establish routines. Like you want to establish your circadian rhythms. It's where you get the sunrise and the sunset. That's the only time you have to look at the sun like that to establish your circadian rhythms
Yeah.
is the sunrise and sunset.
So it's first thing in the
Yeah.
morning is what you hear,
Yeah.
and it's not for a very long period of time.
Yeah.
But it's just like
I love the cold plunging. Like I got really into cold plunging for a while, and not as much this winter, but it literally makes you feel like the most
Yeah.
amazing. But I like going in the rivers, not the
do you do it in
Yeah.
the morning or night?
morning, because it's really energizing. It keeps you in a really positive, energized state all day long. And I love saunas, but all the natural things are really good. And then a lot of times people just don't have to damage themselves.
Are there any
right?
supplements we should take every day?
I take like B
Shout out to
vitamins and
me.
magnesium, and it is also again with the supplements, it's the quality.
Magnesium glycinate, how many milligrams?
So impressive, Tommy. Glycinate 3 and 8 is good, and magnesium chelate is what I take.
How much?
I take like the form I have. I take 2 capsules.
I'm just asking
before
your
bed. Yeah.
recommendation, Dr. Molly. Like for everyone listening.
It's different for everyone, but you generally can't take too much magnesium. It's all
But
the
it's super
processes of the
important,
body.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like magnesium. I like the full spectrum B vitamins and B12.
Okay.
Especially if people don't methylate, which 50% of the population don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then D,
D3K2.
D3K2.
Yeah,
You need
especially
the
in the
K2 with
winter.
it. Do you do drops or do
yeah.
you do the?
I like the capsules. I like it's the quality of the supplements really important, right? So like I like this some of the supplements we
You know
have.
what I do?
Yeah.
I just go to Amazon. Whatever the
Costco.
most expensive one is, that's what I buy because I think it's
Yeah.
like got to be higher
You have to
quality.
be careful on Amazon. I heard that some of the products are actually not the real products. So I
could
go
be.
right to the company. But just the basics: D3K2, B, and magnesium are a good start. But it's not really about the supplements so much as like why take the supplements if you're eating unhealthy food?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think
So-
in our climate and with
Yeah.
our darkness, I think D3 is
Super important.
super, and I think
Yeah.
B because of the.
Yeah.
I think that will.
Everyone needs the B vitamins.
Yeah.
But it supports the brain, liver, and adrenals.
And I think magnesium, it's hard to get enough of that just from.
It's because our food sources are so demineralized right
Yeah.
now because the soil is demineralized. So hopefully that's changing right now. with their, getting a lot of chemicals out of the food and out of the water.
Do you eat meat?
So we were talking about stomach either. I've been vegan for like 22 years or more, but recently when I was in Norway this June, I started having a little fish. But for 22 years, it was I love the plant-based diet. I like not eating meat. Everyone's different though.
You've heard my plant-based diet story, right?
No.
Oh,
Please tell me.
It's hilarious.
Did you go
So when
vegan?
I had my heart attack, I had open heart surgery.
I heard
And then I had a heart attack, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
And so I hired me a dietitian.
Oh.
And she was awesome. She was really great. Like
Here in Boise?
Yes. Cooking to the house, everything. And I was I'm like, because I'm committed, I'm going to be vegan now. Because you can reverse coronary artery disease if you do and all this stuff, right? So I did it for like 6 months.
How'd you feel?
I gained like 15 pounds.
Oh, no.
Because do you know that Oreos are vegan?
I do
Being
know that.
vegan does not mean healthy.
That's exactly right.
You can be really
Oreos are vegan.
LA is the vegan restaurants there, the amount of oils and just
so I gained
bad.
weight, and I was like, by the end of it, I honestly
Didn't feel good.
No, I'm like, if I can't like go barbecue like one of my own cows, and I can't like cook fish that I got in Alaska, it's kind of like not worth living. And I think it's okay for you.
It's
as long
totally
as it's
okay.
not
It doesn't
processed
even matter. I don't think it matters as long as you're like whole food and healthy
I'm
sources.
sure a lot happier.
If
when
you
I'm
have the
eating meat.
healthiest sources of meat and fish, which sounds like you do, like I don't think it matters too much.
It's just when you get the processed stuff for quality.
Yeah,
right?
It's the quality, but every body's different. And going back to your question about what do we do, how do we stay healthy? We are our own biggest advocates, and we have to protect our peace as people who are helping other people. We have to stay healthy, and for us, that looks similar, but like different at the same time. Like we know what keeps us going and fueled up, and like
so it's personalized, right?
I'm a little different from most people. I love eating just like superfoods, like the elixirs and the plant-based foods. Like I love it, but I don't expect everyone to eat like that.
But that maintenance is so important. And again, like it's not okay. You don't want to go to the doctor when you're on your last leg, or like when you're already at the worst. It's a sense of maintenance, and you have to like.
It's a whole body. It's all.
You have to keep it going. It's not. You don't just all of a sudden one day do it for a week and then let it die off again and then go again. Like it's a constant effort you're putting into yourself.
I think that's like
and
the
your
most
well-being.
important thing. I'm glad you hit that. It's like all of the little fatty things are like that come and go. It's long. It's doing something consistently over time. And I've heard from a lot of different people that are in this that it's really like 3 months to see any results, and then at 6 months you'll see a little bit of results, and you really start seeing the results of your efforts after a year.
And then it maintains itself, because the way it works is you start feeling so good. You never not want to feel good. That's how I am with food. Like I don't eat anything that makes me feel bad. I don't.
My part is the
anything.
busyness of life, and and I think people deal with that too. I just go through times, and I've been in one of those right now where I just like. I'm
to
just
be honest,
busy?
though,
it's
an excuse. You just
it's
have
an
to.
excuse, but then what happens? Because it's
Are you
like what
too
happens
busy
to
right
normal
now?
people. Well, normal people that like you then like go, I feel like crap because I'm not doing my routine.
Yeah.
And then when you don't feel, that's when it's harder to do it, right? And then
hard.
And
But
then
that's why
you got. It's time for me. It's like prioritizing my health so that I can be healthy for everything else.
Last year I was going into a really big year, and I knew I had to like be at my very best, because like I have to be like really like top 0.01% just to be able to help people in the way I want to.
Yeah.
And so I knew I was going to a busier, and that's when I was doing the cold plunging every morning. And it like really, it's like high energy in the morning and puts you in a really positive state. It floods your body with neurotransmitters, and you just feel really good. So I did that like literally every morning. I don't think I missed a beat, and it really benefited me to stay like really positive, because we're all so busy, right? But that's where I come back to the
other
morning.
thing about doing it in the morning.
Yeah.
Is that's where you have the control, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm an
You're exhausted by the end of the
sauna
day.
and cold plunge guy just because.
You are?
Well, I have been, just because it's a time thing, right? So if I'm gonna wake up and go look in the sun and take my dogs for a walk and stretch
How much time do you
and
get? Look in the sun.
and do a workout and do some cardio and like read the Bible.
Your wife is like, "Where's Tommy?" Someone's like,
staring
"He's sun
at the
gazing."
Sounds lovely. I mean,
But if you do all that and you add a sauna on and you add a cold
So
plunge
you have to wake up at 4:30.
you have to wake up at 4:30.
You really do to get all the stuff in. But no, I love the morning.
Do you wake up that early?
yeah.
Usually I do
So what
5 maybe,
so
but
what time do you go to bed?
It depends, but
Well, let's talk about sleep here, Molly.
yeah,
Dr.
I
Molly
love
Brown.
waking up to doing a morning meditation. I think that like spiritual practice in the
Yeah, oh,
morning
yeah.
is really important. So like the morning meditation, and then it just sets the tone for a really happy day. I feel like
agree.
you can get
I
positively
agree.
focused, and then I go on from there. Whatever it is, yoga, Pilates, cold plunge, sauna,
Yeah.
whatever it is, whatever you have time for that day, and then and then you're really focused for work. But I too, at the end of the day, we're both exhausted. We go to bed pretty early. Like I'm like wrapping up at the end of the day,
Yeah.
and my time is like
Sleep is my Achilles heel.
Yeah.
I need like at minimum 7, but like I'm a good 8 to 9 hours.
Are you? Mm-hmm. My son-in-law's been out of town this week, so our grandkids have been over every day.
Oh my gosh,
And that's
amazing.
when they're like the best thing. They're so awesome.
How old are they?
5, 3, and 8 months.
Oh my gosh, that's
But
amazing. Yeah.
when they leave, it's just like I am like exhausted.
Exhausted,
I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know. I look at my poor daughter and I'm like, oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, it's hard.
I got to take him to karate last night so that she had a little break.
Oh, fun.
Hey,
Super fun.
we're like overtime.
Oh, we are. Okay.
That
Thank
went
you
by
so
fast.
much
That went
for
by so
having us,
fast.
Tommy.
Just a few things. So we're working on obviously Boise. We're creating hopefully the AMIT Institute and expanding brain-based wellness knowledge. And in the meantime, we are partnering with Sun Valley.
Sun Valley, yeah.
And we're wellness kind of, again, like prioritizing your health, keeping that maintenance, whether it's an individual or setting like groups and teams. We are creating a 3-day wellness program with Sun Valley, and
that's
no
cool.
better place
Super cool.
to do it.
No better place. So drmollybrown.com.
Yeah.
Podcast can link right there.
Spotify.
All
Apple,
the updates from the clinic and everything. We will have you back on soon. This went by
We'll
way
have
too
you on
fast.
too, Tommy.
Yeah.
The future of Boise.
I've
The
listened.
future of Boise.
I've listened to your podcast.
The future of the ER docs.
They would not have like some like yeah.
No, we'd be honored to have you. How about wait, do you want to do the future of ER docs?
Our whole concept is the future of. Like we
Or the
just
future of
want-
real estate development in Boise?
You could do the future of reformed Diet Coke addicts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, this
Yes.
was fun.
Okay.
Thanks for not giving me too bad of a time. I can't wait to
We're your biggest fans. We are.
watch your building come together and watch you guys change lives. It's really cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Thanks.
having us.
so much.
Thanks, everybody.